Do you want to create a beautiful fall wreath with the cornucopia and using all Dollar Tree items? I'm going to show you how, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, I'm Ramon and this is Ramon at Home. On this channel we talk about interior design, seasonal home decor, DIY projects, and shopping tips, all on a budget so you can create a space that tells your story. On today's video, I want to show you how to create a gorgeous fall wreath using a cornucopia and only Dollar Tree items. I had this idea a few years ago and I made it for a client. However, it was hundreds of dollars, but I'm gonna show you how you can do it for a fraction of the cost. If you want to watch how I do this, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends. And if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Let's get started. Alright, the things we're going to need are, of course, a grapevine wreath, a cornucopia that I found at one of my local Goodwill stores. I'm gonna use some floral foam. I'm gonna use one of the bushels of hydrangea from the Dollar Tree, as well as the one that is a sunflower that looks more like burlap, and one of the bushels of the sunflower as well. Those are gonna be my flowers. Then I'm going to need some of these pretty pumpkins on a pick. They're gonna be inserted into the cornucopia. We're gonna use 2 picks of the fall foliage from the Dollar Tree. Also, we're gonna use some of the grasses from the Dollar Tree. There are these really pretty grasses, and some extra foliages that I'm gonna show you how to create this wreath with. The one thing that I'm going to also need as tools is my wire cutters and my glue pen with some of the glue pellets. Okay, you guys, the very first thing you want to do when creating this wreath is attach your cornucopia to the form. And what I did is with wires, I went ahead and inserted the wires and then pull them to the back and spin them around very tight so that cornucopia is going to stay where it needs to be. I did 3 wires just to make sure that this is going to stay in place once we load it with all the fall goodies. Once you spin them around, go ahead and give them a clip just so the excess is not dangling around, because it's not very visually appealing. But just go ahead and make sure that you do twist those wires very tight, because there's going to be some weight into the cornucopia. Now what I did is I divided the wreath in half and I put it on the lower half right here, and I'm gonna make sure that it spills downward. Then the second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and insert some of this floral foam, and I'm just gonna push it as far as I can. And once I do that, I like to put a wire through it just to secure it in place. And once we put this wire through the cornucopia, we're gonna make sure that we go forward and then back into the cornucopia, and this will secure that foam in place. Alright, then after that, what I need to do is I need to start greening my wreath. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in the motion the cornucopia is going. So the cornucopia is going like this. I'm gonna make sure that I insert all of my foliages and flowers the same way. And what I'm doing is I'm just dipping the stems into the glue right here to make sure that they stay once they hang on to the form. What we want to create is a greened effect, and also go ahead and make sure that you green around the cornucopia. I love this look. I created it a few years ago for a client of mine and she absolutely loved it, so I decided to recreate it with least expensive items for everybody to be able to afford it. Because when you create this with premium flowers and foliages, it can be a few $100s, but if you do it with the same techniques that I'm giving you and just Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby florals, then it doesn't have to be so expensive. So what I did is I did a layer of greenery going around, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same but go on the outer edge of the wreath to give it a more full look to it. Now on this round, you want to make sure you skip right here, because that's where all the florals are going to be coming from. So there's really no need to fill in that part of the wreath. I'm just going to make sure that this wreath looks really full, because I love a full wreath look more than I like a sparse look, especially for fall. Fall is all about the bounty of nature, and You know Mother Nature doesn't skimp when it comes down to flowers and foliages during the fall. So, alright, so I have the very first layer down. I have one more down here. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up here. And this is just the greening part. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and add some of the flowers next. I always like to insert one flower style at a time, so I'm gonna start with this really pretty orange hydrangea. And I want everybody to save one of each from each flower to be inserted into the cornucopia as well. So I think the bushel has 5 or 6, so we're gonna make sure that we keep one for the cornucopia. And when I do this style, I just go ahead and put in the middle because that is for later. Then I'm gonna add some of these sunflowers that are also from the Dollar Tree. Can you guys believe these flowers are from the Dollar Tree? I cannot even. Look how beautiful they are. And you get 5 blooms for $1. It is so cool. Thumbs up, you guys, if you like the Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree, and I think everybody can have really pretty projects done with Dollar Tree flowers. So thumbs up for that. Alright, you guys, if you haven't seen my my tutorial on last year's wreath, I invite you to go and check it out. I'm gonna put a link on the iCard. It's gonna pop up right now to make sure you see that first fall wreath that I did on YouTube. It is one of my favorite wreaths that I've made so far. So leave me a comment on the comment section below if you've seen that wreath done. Alright, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and insert some of these 10 flowers. And the thing that I'm doing is I'm trying to create a simple look as I can up here because the drama is gonna be done on the cornucopia. So I think that will be plenty for now. Then we can come back and add if we like, but let me just add one more over here in the back. Cornucopia. Always remember to always add one flower style at a time. That way you keep the balance going. So far so good, but it's now time to insert some of the pretty elements that are going to be the drama factor of this wreath. And I'm gonna start with the pumpkins, because then that way we can fill in. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of these pumpkins. And just make sure that they shoot down when you insert them. Make sure that they are spilling out like this. I'm gonna add one right in the middle. And then I think I'm gonna add one more. I think I want down here. Like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some of this foliage to cover some of the foam, like the flowers and stuff. Make sure you cover some of this right here. So far so good, but the drama part comes in the shape of longer forms. And what I mean is we have these leftover pics from other projects. You want to make sure that you insert these guys always going down. And make sure they also go in the foam, so they stay always going down. Like you can go from down here, and this is what's gonna give you that spilling, cornucopia spilling forward look that I love so much. Always try and make these greeneries go coming out like this. And you, at this point, you're just basically filling in these blank spaces. But always make sure that they are spilling downward, so it gives you that effect that the stuff is just shooting out of the cornucopia. I have this really pretty one, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a bend so it gives me that motion. I'm gonna go ahead and insert from down here. Now you can find this floral foam at any of your local craft stores, or even at the Dollar Tree. It's very inexpensive. Now with foam, I do like to go buy it at a local craft store because the quality does matter when it comes down to foam. So I always like to splurge on my foam because the better quality foam hangs on to the materials way better than the inexpensive foam. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert this. I'm gonna actually go from under this, like that. What do you guys think so far? Leave me a comment in the comment section below if you are liking this cornucopia look. Alright, let me put some finishing touches and I will show you guys the finished product. Do you guys remember these pics of pumpkins and gourds from the Dollar Tree as well? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and insert a few of these, but I just wanna fluff them right here to give it a little bit more depth and dimension and to give it a little bit more texture with the pumpkins. I wanna make sure that this cornucopia is as full as I can. And then I'm gonna finish it off with a few more sunflowers that I have left right here and maybe over here. And then you want to use as much as you can to give it a full look, but you also want the cornucopia to be the focal point. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and add a few more grasses. One right here in between. At this point, it is all about letting your eye guide you where you need it. And this is what this wreath looks like. Give it a thumbs up if you guys like it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friend. Also, if you haven't seen last year's fall wreath, I'm gonna link it up on the description card so you can go and check that right now. As I said before, I have made this project for a customer before and it was over $300 using all premium items. But if you go shopping at the Dollar Tree and your Goodwill store, you can make it for a fraction of the cost. Alright, now I'm gonna turn it over to you. Please leave me a comment on the comment section below and let me know what was your favorite part about this project, the cornucopia, or the fact that it's all done with Dollar Tree items. That's all I have for today, so if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Ramon at Home if you haven't, because this is the first of our fall series and fall starts right now. Thank you guys so much and until next time, bye. With only Dollar Tree items, stay tuned. Do you wanna Do you wanna create a beautiful fall wreath for your front door for this fall season?